Hello and welcome to this eye surface profiler video, one of a series. And today we are specifically focusing on the most powerful combination with ScanFitPRO. And we're so delighted and privileged to have as a special guest today, Dr. Christine Sindt. She is president of EyePrint Prosthetics, and she's also a key opinion leader, an educator, an author, and she really knows everything about both on the scleral lens front as well as, of course, on the ScanFitPRO. My name is Arnie Snepvangers, and it will be my pleasure to give a quick introduction to the eye surface profiler. And also here today is Naomi Anderson. She's product manager for ScanFitPRO, and she will specifically talk about a case around the combination of profilometry driven fitting with ScanFitPRO. So let's get started. So Eye Surface Profiler is a product by Eaglet-Eye, originally invented in Holland. And from the get-go, we've always had a strong focus on science. And that has resulted in more than 20 peer-reviewed publications to date, and lots of scientific posters and case reports, because we want this all to be based on hard data, on science, and on good thinking and good engineering. And we've also, right from the outset, we've been focused on fitting specialty lenses. Our vision is to really open up and revolutionize specialty lens fitting. So allow the specialists to go even deeper in the specialization. And on the other hand, open up specialty lenses for those who want to enter into this magnificent part of the industry. And so far, up to date, we have about 100 users in 15 plus countries, and thousands of lenses have been fitted already. And so let me tell you a little bit about the latest trend, of course. We're all under the heavy influence of the pandemic. And one of the consequences is that, of course, we're all under pressure to reduce the number of patient visits, the number of contact moments with your patients. And so when you have a device that measures as far out as the eye surface profiler, and in combination with ScanFitPRO, a highly sophisticated free-form lens design, you really have something that allows you to make that reduction. So what the eye surface profiler does, it uses the profilometry technology. That's the overall umbrella name for the technology behind it. And we measure not only the full cornea every time, but a large part of the sclera. And so with this 3D mapping of the ocular surface, basically, you take away all the guesswork and you really become capable of making data-based, fact-based decisions on optimal lens fits, particularly, of course, when there is complications like pinguicula or other irregularities on the surface. So just a quick list of some data. So we measure up to 20 millimeters, both vertical and horizontally. Which gives about 500,000 data points, and we do so at a validated accuracy of 2 micron for the cornea and 10 micron for the sclera, and it's highly repeatable and fairly straightforward to do. So what we do basically, you have to instill fluorescein onto the tear film. We then project a line pattern onto the eye, of which you see a photo on the left. And that then, through our smart algorithms, is transformed into this 3D model of the front surface of the eye. And so making a measurement is a very straightforward process. We have a single shot system. So as I said before, you instill fluorescein, you hold open the eyelids, you hit on the fire button as soon as the alignment is right, and in a few milliseconds the measurement is done. And then, of course, We're talking today about the most powerful combination with ScanFitPRO. In our software, you can then select the supplier, in this case, of course, ScanFitPRO, and all you have to do then is click on the Direct Connect button, and that will automatically launch the ScanFitPRO software. And basically transport all of that measured data that you've made of that particular eye, and transport that into the ScanFitPRO software, and get you on a flying start to ordering your ScanFitPRO lens. It's my pleasure to hand over now to Dr. Sindt.
Well, Arnie, thank you for having me on today and to discuss the partnership really between the excellent technology of the Eaglet-Eye Profiler and the technology that we've built through EyePrint Prosthetics. I started on the EyePrint journey about 15 years ago. I started fitting scleral lenses about 25 years ago, and I realized pretty quickly that there's a lot of downfalls to trial and error fitting, including incredible amount of chair time, my inability to change the lens in exact measurements. There was so much trial and error, and the patients were coming back over and over again. I often accepted adequate as my end point for some patients. And truly, scleral lenses were a game changer 25 years ago, but adequate is not, well, adequate anymore. And we need better technology. Patients expect better technology. Patients expect faster technology. And that really is where this elevation specific designs come in. Everybody seems to be a little bit irregular. Everybody has their thing that makes them different from other people. Like a fingerprint. You know, we all have fingers, but our fingerprints are all different. And the same thing happens with the eye itself. And so I started with impression-based technology, and that gives us about 26 millimeters of eye coverage. And we designed the EyePrint products around that elevation specific designs that we were getting from the actual eye. And it's been fun to work with the Eaglet-Eye and to watch this technology grow, where we really are getting the same data off of the profiler as we are with the actual impressions. And we've validated this data to show that it is quite accurate. So when we take a scan on the eye, we're getting the actual eye, and that is what we are importing into the ScanFitPRO software. From there, the doctor can actually design the lens himself, looking at key points such as the limbus. What is the shape of the limbus? Not only is it greater in one direction than it is in the other direction, but it's not necessarily in the same plane. So the lenses get designed based off of that limbal hyperbolic paraboloid that we see on most eyes. We then go out into the periphery and we can design over not just pinguiculas, but even blood vessels, prominent blood vessels that are on the eye that can get impinged by standard scleral lens designs. We built in clearances that we want for healthy eye functioning, such as if you have a tube, we can actually build in more clearance over that tube so that we are not compromising the health of the patient, nor do we put the patient in danger of erosions or other episodes on the eye that could cause significant complications or even vision loss. So our software is actually using the same data that EyePrint technology uses to design these lenses. We look at the eyes in 3D. We create these lenses in 3D. It's not just a quad specific design, but it's actually a 360-degree elevation specific design. You can rotate these lenses and look at it from any angle that you want, making sure that you have the clearance. You can actually look at the eye with the lens and make sure that you are designing the lens that's appropriate for that patient. But the real key to all of this is you get this incredibly complex lens that's designed exactly for the patient, but it all happens really within minutes. the first lens success is so high on these patients. You might need to change for power. You might need to make some little changes on it, but the first lens success is remarkably high on these patients. All right, so I'm going to turn this over to Naomi to talk about a case of a patient with an extreme pinguicula. Naomi?
Thank you, Dr. Sindt. Thank you, Arnie. ScanFitPRO is something that I've been working on with Dr. Sindt for many years now, and it's really exciting to see it really come into fruition and see this on a patient's eye and have success happen with this. So this was a patient of Dr. Jeremy Durham's of Wichita, Kansas. He is a very prominent Eaglet ScanFitPRO fitter. This was a middle-aged man who was just terrible vision, very unhappy with life, just he couldn't really get around. I believe he was about 20/85 with his glasses. He could never get a good contact lens fit because of his pinguiculas. He had massive pinguiculas in both eyes. The height of the pinguicula was 560 microns and it's 8.3 millimeters wide. So a standard microvault or quad specific lens just never really worked on him. With two ScanFit lenses, so the first lens, you get the scan, you get the initial lens fit, put that on the eye, got a quick little over refraction, a couple of vault changes. We mailed that to the patient. So he only had 2 office visits for this whole process, which again, in the era of COVID, that's very important these days. So this man was very happy with the results he received and is now very functional in his day-to-day life. All right, so this is going to be a demonstration of the ScanFit design process from start to finish. It only takes a couple of minutes. You can see here that we have tons of parameters that we can manipulate. This is the back surface that we're messing with here. You can see as we rotate the lens, we definitely do not have a circular limbus. Most scleral lenses on the market come with a pre-made circular limbus, and that just isn't really how most eyes are. So you can see all these changes happening in real time here. You get a view of the tear layer, you get a view of the lens itself and the scan. This next page here, this is going to be where we input our power, choose our lens material, things like that. We have a power calculator in our software, so you don't have to do any conversions. You can do diopters, millimeters. You just input that over refraction there, and then all of that will be input into your lens automatically. We also vertex it. You can input your MRX, really anything. We also have a really advanced multifocal optic option. EyePrint Prosthetics has been doing multifocals for many years, as most of us know, and we have a 5-zone system where we have distance, near, intermediate, all that. So the ScanFit really does a great job of implementing all of these zones. We've had a very high success rate with our multifocal. Patients are just very happy with what they receive. This is the bump page. You can add a little bit of extra clearance over top of a bump. As you can see here, we do have a minor pinguicula. If you get this on the eye and need just a little extra clearance right over top of that, you would do so just by increasing that clearance there, as you can see here. And again, this is why that quad specific microvault doesn't always work, because it's not always going to be in that exact area that you need it to be. So that's where this bump function really shines. And there you have it. You have a fully designed scleral lens.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Naomi. Dr. Sindt, any final words for our viewers?
When you work with the ScanFitPRO and the Eaglet-Eye, you're working with an entire team of very experienced people. So you're getting the background of many years of fitting, of many years of data acquisition in the most accurate way. So it's really a partnership with private practice, with hospitals, with people with a lot of experience coming together to have the best possible outcomes for anybody that desires the highest quality of care.
That is absolutely the perfect ending for our video. Let us just, as a final touch, point you to the contact details, both of the ScanFitPRO team, in particularly here, Naomi Anderson, and also on the Eaglet-Eye team. You see that on the slide here. And if you have any questions or any remarks, don't hesitate to reach out to either one of us. and would be very happy to work with you in the near future. With that, I thank you, Dr. Sindt, Naomi, and we'll look forward to seeing you at one of the next Eaglet-Eye videos. Thank you so much.